conclusions reached above and the findings that the Shinde faction was the real political party when rival factions emerged, it would not be correct to say that respondents have incurred disqualification under paragraph 21A and the 10th schedule by passing the resolution dated 21st June 2022. Hence, on this ground alone, petitioner's case that the respondents are liable to be disqualified for passing the resolution dated 21st June 2022 must be rejected. The next ground on which disqualification of respondents is sought is that the respondents acted in concert with BJP. This ground is a mere allegation, and apart from the mere statement that the respondents have acted in concert with the BJP, the petitioner has not provided any material to substantiate the same. Thus, a bald, unsustained statement that the legislators have acted in concert with the BJP cannot be a ground to attract disqualification under paragraph 21A of the 10th schedule. The next ground on which the petitioner seeks the respondents' disqualification is that they made anti-party, anti-coalition statements. Again, this ground is a mere allegation, and apart from a mere statement that the respondents have made anti-party, anti-coalition statements, the petitioner has not provided any material to substantiate the same. Newspaper/media reports relied on the petitioner cannot be taken as conclusive evidence of anti-party activities. It can at the most only be only considered hearsay. Thus, a mere unsubstantiated statement cannot be ground to attract disqualification under paragraph 21A of the 10th schedule. In conclusion, I would like to make some observations about dissent, indiscipline, and what acts as indiscipline would attract disqualification under the 10th schedule. If some member or members in a given case go overboard and make some statements or do some acts which may be considered indiscipline, it would be for political party to deal with them appropriately. Looking at the degree and gravity of the indiscipline, the concerned member may be censored, admonished, or reprimanded, or given a mere extreme punishment such as suspension or expulsion from the party as may be warranted by party rules. The 10th schedule is not intended as a device to be used for imposing intra-party discipline, much less for administering the party. No party leadership can use the provisions of the 10th schedule as a deterrent to stifle the collective dissent of large number of members by threatening them with disqualification under the 10th schedule. In a given case, when a tussle for leadership arises between leaders in a political party, the elected members, as indeed the common party workers, usually cannot remain mute onlookers. They are compelled to choose sides. Wherever whatever else may be the consequences of this action or inaction, the parties cannot expect that the high office of the speaker can be used to eradicate opposition or quell dissent in party ranks by employing the mechanism of the 10th schedule. In any case, the speaker has no role to play in this game of political tussle between warring party leaders. The speaker merely goes to the letter of the law and the spirit behind introduction of penal consequences in the 10th schedule, which in my considered view is to preserve the democratic foundations of the legislature or the parliament. I must keep in mind this object underlying the 10th schedule and ensure that the dispute falls within the provisions of paragraph 21A and B, and that his powers are not sought to be invoked with ulterior motives for party gain. In view of my conclusions and findings recorded herein above, petition number 1 to 16 of 2022 are hereby dismissed. Group 3 deals with petition number 18, which is also under paragraph 21A. So I am only reading the operative part because the preliminary issues, the ruling will be the same on that. So I'll go to the operative part of it. You can deal with the judgment order with regards to the other aspects. Yeah. In view of my conclusion and findings recorded herein above, petition number 18 of 2022 is hereby dismissed. Group 4, petition number 19, which is filed by legislator belonging to the UBT faction under 21B, challenging the defiance of whip in the speaker's election. Petitioner has contended that the respondents are liable to be disqualified on various grounds. Both the petitioners and respondents' submission are recorded in section 2 herein above. However, the prayer for disqualification in the present petition is restricted to the alleged violation of whip dated 2nd July, allegedly issued by the petitioner in respect of the election of the speaker held on 3rd July 2022. Other amendments are all repetitions of submissions in petition number 1 to 16 and petition number 18 of 2022. Thus, my finding thereof may be read and referred to in respect of the amendments under paragraph 2, subclause 1, subclause A of the 10th schedule. Thus, the only ground on which the petitioner sought disqualification of respondent is that the respondent has violated the whip dated 2nd July, allegedly issued by the petitioner in respect of election of the speaker held on 3rd July 2022. This submission cannot be accepted and the respondents cannot be held to be disqualified in view of my conclusion in respect of the real political party that the Shinde faction was the real political party when the rival faction emerged, and Sri Sunil Prabhu ceased to reflect the will of the political party from the moment rival factions emerged. Thus, it would not be correct to say that Sri Sunil Prabhu has any authority to issue any whip on 2nd June 2022. Hence, on this ground alone, petitioner's case that the respondents are liable to be disqualified for violation of whip dated 2nd July 2022 must be rejected. Irrespective of any conclusion that may be reached about which faction was the real political party, respondents could not be held to be disqualified on the ground that they violated the whip dated 2nd July 2022. This is because of the reasons recorded herein below. The petitioner has failed to prove the service of whip dated 2nd July 2022. Petitioner Sri Sunil Prabhu PW1 in his affidavit in lieu of examination in chief deposed that the whips dated 2nd July 2022 was sent by email to the email address of the respondents. He stated that Sri Vijay Doshi, an employee working in the Shivsena Vidhimandal Karyalaya, Vidhan Bhavan, was instructed to send the whip. He further deposed that 2 whips dated 2nd July 2022 were sent by Sri Vijay Doshi to the respondents in disqualification petition number 19 and 21 of 2022. We did 3 emails dated 2nd July 2022. The said emails were produced along with the affidavit in lieu of evidence in chief. He further stated that email addresses of the respondents were taken from the email addresses mentioned in the official list of members of Maharashtra Legislative Assembly 2023 or as mentioned in a list furnished by the advocates for the respondents. We did the email dated 21st September 2023. Shri Vijay Joshi, PW2, specifically filed affidavits in lieu of examination of chief and deposed that he was working in the Shivsena Vidhimandal Karyalaya, Vidhan Bhavan, in June 2022 and on instructions of Shri Sunil Prabhu sent 2 whips dated 2nd July 2022 to the MLA of Shivsena Legislature Party. We did 3 emails. He produced printouts of email dated 2nd July 2022 along with whip dated 2nd July 2022. However, during the cross-examination of Shri Vijay Joshi, PW2, he deposed that one computer operator printed the whip dated 2nd June 2022 and he along with two peons distributed the whip to all the legislators of Shivsena. Further, he also deposed during cross-examination that acknowledgements were taken. Thus, the witness who was specifically brought to depose in respect of the service of whip dated 2nd July 2022 made extremely contradictory statements in the affidavit in lieu of examination in chief and during cross-examination. Further, it is to be also noted that the acknowledgement talked about by Shri Vijay Joshi, PW2, were never brought on record. Coupled with the above facts, respondents have demonstrated how some of the email IDs in the printout of the email produced by Shri Vijay Joshi are wrong. In view of the above, I hold that petitioner has not been able to establish the service of whip dated 2nd July 2022 and thus petitioner's case that the respondents were liable to be disqualified for violation of whip dated 2nd July 2022 must be rejected. Rule 3 subclause 5 of the members of Maharashtra Legislative Assembly disqualification on the grounds of defection rule 1986 provides that where a member belonging to any political party votes or abstains from voting in the assembly contrary to the directions issued by such political party or by any person or authority authorized by it in this behalf without obtaining in either case the prior permission of such political party, person or authority, the leader of the legislative party concerned, or shall as soon as may be thereafter and in any case within 30 days from the date of such voting or abstention inform the speaker as in form 2 whether such voting or abstention has or has not been condoned by such political party, persons or authority. From the record of the Legislature Secretariat, it is seen that the petitioner and or UBD faction has not complied with this rule. Thus, on this ground also, petitioner's case that the respondents were liable to be disqualified for violation of whip dated 2nd July 2022 must be rejected. The Honorable Supreme Court in Kyoto Holohan and others at paragraph 123 SCC has held that keeping in view the consequences of the disqualification, i.e. termination of the membership of a house, it would be appropriate that the directions or whip which results in disqualification under paragraph 21b is so worded as to clearly indicate that voting or abstaining from voting contrary to the said direction would result in incurring the disqualification under paragraph 21b of the 10th schedule, so that the member concerned has foreknowledge of the consequences following from the conduct in voting or abstaining from voting contrary to such a direction. A perusal of the whip dated 2nd June 2022 shows that the whip dated 2nd June 2022 does not contain any words which would indicate that the said whip, if not allowed, would result in the disqualification. Thus, on this count as well, petitioner's case that the respondents were liable to be disqualified for violation of the whip dated 2nd June 2022 must be